It's the night before Christmas. How are you all doing? You all looking forward to the big day? I hope so. I'm still wearing my blue hoodie, but look, I have got a Christmas hoodie in this bag. Can you guess what colour it's going to be, eh? Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I'll do a Christmas video tomorrow. It is going to be so coolio. But this evening, I thought I would do a traditional old Celtic cross tarot spread just for Christmas Eve, just to see where things are heading at the moment. So let me get over to my tarot table and we will have a look. Right, okay, let's see what we've got then. Whoa, Tarot in Wonderland, I think. Something Christmassy about Alice in Wonderland, I always think. I got this deck in the middle of summer. Or was it spring? I don't know, but it was sunny anyway. But it, you know, it takes me right back to the old Victorian British Christmas idea. So I'll have a shuffle. Speaking of Christmas, I want to thank you guys for some of you who donated onto my Ko-fi page, my coffee page. And you bought me some coffees, which is fabulous. I'm going to have some now, actually. So, hey, thanks heaps for that, guys. That's great. Really, you know, it helps to support the channel because, you know, if I know there's some money coming in, I can maybe invest in a better camera or something next year. I'd like to do that so you can kind of see the cards better when I do a spread like this. And it's just really, really nice to be appreciated, you know. So thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. If you haven't seen my coffee page yet, there's a link to it down there, right at the top of the, well, sort of under the description at the top of the links to all the good stuff, Facebook and everything. First one there is my coffee page. And, you know, you don't have to donate anything. Just go and take a look. I put some pictures on there so you guys can like look at the cats and the trees. And I put some of the chickens up there yesterday. So they're all there to see. So take a look at it. It's there to be looked at. It really is. Okay, I think, even though I'm the world's worst shuffler, I think I'm there now. A little voice in my head tells me when I'm there and it's time to start bringing the cards out. Okay, so we're going to go 1 like that, 2 like that, 3 like that, and move them up a little bit so they fit in the camera. I'm going to check that in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And just before I put out the other 4, excuse me a minute, I'm going to look in the camera. Yes, you can see them all. You can see them all. That is fabulous. Right. Okay. I already did a little test and found out that if I hold them up here, you can actually see the whole card this time without its head chopped off. Okay. So if you're not familiar with the Celtic cross, which is the spread I'm doing here tonight, this axis is, if we just forget this one for a second, these 3 are called the spiritual axis. It's like your journey from earth to heaven, and it's where you're going spiritually. And this is the life axis, and of course it crosses over the spiritual axis because the 2 axes, whatever you want to call them, are intricately linked all the time, you know. And I haven't got a particular question, you know. I haven't really got a particular intention in mind as I'm doing this, but what I really want to come out of this reading is just, you know, I notice when we chat and when people leave comments, everyone's kind of on a different part of their journey somewhere, and this spread is just for you, whatever's going on your journey. So let's bring out these 4 cards that come up here. Did I leave enough room? Soon find out. No, I didn't. Still not enough room. Let's move them this way a bit. Let's just move the outer circle of crystals a little bit. These crystals are from my friend Sammy. She gave me lots of crystals and organite and things like that. Okay, now what's nice here for a start is none of these cards have come up reversed. So that suggests something straightforward. Something at least is straightforward about this. Now, before I do any more, excuse me, I just got to look in the camera again, because I did a whole long session about a week and a half ago on this table. Big session. And when I watched it back afterwards, I cut the heads off so many of the cards. And I don't like to do that, you know. I like you to be able to see what I'm seeing, what's come up. But at the same time, you know, I'm working with spirit guides, and I don't want to just kind of treat what they told me as junk and throw that video and make another one. So I kind of got to run with it once the reading's done. But there we are, the cards are out. Looks to me like everyone can see them. So let's make a start. I'm going to start with this one down here. Okay, because this is where we are spiritually, and this is what really matters, you know. Any tarot reading, it's there to give you advice about the nuts and bolts of life, of course it is. But, you know, it is a spiritual reading. That is the nature of it. So I'm looking at the spiritual axis first, and we've got the King of Wands here in this Christmas Eve spread. Now, this guy is a party character. He's like a party animal who got old, you know. He's an oldish man. But he can do great party tricks. So if you're planning a party, and gosh, you know, it's really hard to plan a party, isn't it? But I'm actually going to be having a party on Christmas Day in a way, because I'm going to go over and see my best friend, sort of best spiritual friend, you know, in the work I do, Sammy, over in Aberystwyth, which is about 30 miles from here. And it's going to be a party just because neither of us has seen anyone for ages because of all the stuff that's going on and the restrictions. So I don't know if there's going to be anybody like this here. He's the King of Wands. Yeah, very experienced character. And he's got the wand in his hand. So stuff is happening, okay? Progress is happening. That's great. And of course, we kind of drop the progress thing at Christmas, don't we? And take a bit of a break for it. But spiritually speaking, even though nothing's going on, there's progress happening there. Looks like great fun and games. Looks like, you know, good party tricks there. But spiritually speaking, the King of Wands tells you that there's something you kind of don't know yet. You know, he doesn't give all his secrets away, the King of Wands. He tells you most of the story and you have to work the rest of it out for yourself. That's what the guy is like. So, there we go, King of Wands. So we're going somewhere, we don't know where yet. Let's just move this one out of the way and see. This one, this is the heart of the matter. This is the Page of Pentacles. Now this is great. Someone is going to come in and help you towards success. That's great. We've had the slightly incomplete advice of the King of Wands down there. But as we come up to this one, Page of Pentacles. It's a youthful energy. It's a getting things done kind of energy. It's an optimistic energy. But you're going to have to nurture the situation, okay? You've got to still put some work in. You've got to still get some stuff done. And, you know, it's Christmas. It's the festive season. It's the holidays, whichever way you want to see it. You know, I know not everybody is a lover of Christmas. It's not my favourite time, actually. And this is a weird Christmas. You guys are the only people who've seen my Christmas tree so far. That's nuts. This time last year, there were visitors calling every day or two. But I got this new Christmas tree this year, and you're the only people who've seen it so far. I hope I get some visitors before 12th night so I can show it off some more. And I'll have to get it properly in shot for you as well, because you've only seen one little corner of it. But there we go. It's a time of rest. You know, it's the holidays. It's a time of rest. And spiritually, do some meditation, okay? Because the Page of Pentacles here is making me think of everyone's higher self. Everyone's higher self is always ticking over. It's always working. So feed that higher self. Give yourself some soul time. Give your soul some healing, some meditation. And get in touch with your own things that you're optimistic about. Or, you know, things that you want to do that you're maybe not optimistic about. Because if you can get your head optimistic, you're going to make progress. It's going to be great. And it is a Pentacles card. So it does show everything coming together. You know, it's a very positive card. So there's the Page. We'll just kind of pop this one back over and we'll see what this is in a minute. Right at the top of the spiritual axis, we have got, whoa, it's number 11. It's Justice. This has made me think of you, Salma, if you're watching. This has made me think of you. It's kind of the other side of the balancing kind of the Judgment card that came up in the reading for you the other day. And this is a crazy kind of justice. It's the crazy Alice in Wonderland tarot energy that we've got here. And this is a very high and mighty king and queen. The king looks like he's not really bothered. And she looks like she's really going to scream the place down. Anybody know a couple like that? Maybe you've got them coming round for the holiday, for the big meal or whatever. This is time when we have to meet all kinds of crazy relatives and friends that we haven't seen for a long time. And maybe there's a reason why we haven't seen them for a long time. But look, if they're coming round, this is looking pretty good, okay? Because this is Justice, and it says, by the Queen, a proclamation Now know ye that we are graciously extending our grace and mercy to grant our free royal pardon, all sentences to be commuted by Her Majesty's command. Okay, now if you're in a place where you've got to kind of judge something, be as fair as you can, you know, be as reasonable as you can, and be as kind as you can as well, okay? Tough love, all that kind of thing, out the window with this card. You just got to be nice to people, okay? You got to treat others like, you know, you want to be treated yourself. Like it says in the Lord's Prayer, you know, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Or as it is, since it's Christmas, I'm going to say it in Welsh as well, because we are in Wales. And that is, let me see. Maddau ni ein dyledion fel y meddaiwn ni ein dyledwyr. Okay, very important to do that. And at the top, that's at the top of the spiritual axis. This is kind of the heart of the Christmas thing. It's the heart of the journey you're on now. Be nice to people and people will be nice to you. She's holding a sword up as the Queen here. Very fearsome character. And the King's just sort of sitting there, sipping his goblet of wine. Or maybe it's a goblet of coffee, I don't know. I'm going to have some of my goblet of drink now anyway. And that brings us to this one. Here we go. We'll start the life axis. Where are we? Well, it's optimistic again. This time it's the Page of Wands, another page card. So, getting things done. Fantastic. Not quite the same as the Pentacles page, of course. They all have their different way about them. But this is a youthful energy, and this gets things done. So we've got the Page of Wands in the middle here, helping us to be optimistic and kind of showing everything coming together. And he's out in nature as well. This is, you know, the energy to make things happen is right there in the soil, in the earth here. This is a bit more of a desert. So what's going to be coming into your desert? Well, let's hope, you know, the holiday is going to be good times. I say I hope because different strokes for different folks. But I hope your holiday is nice and kind of spiritually at least nice and sunny. But this is the life axis. Okay, so we got to get some foliage growing out of this dry ground here, and there are some leaves on the Page of Wands as wand, but they're all kind of shriveled up leaves. Okay, so that's the way this axis is going so far. But it's the beginning, you know. Maybe we're going to see some foliage. Maybe we're going to see some leaves on the tree, because he's a reptilian as well. Did you notice that? Don't know what you want to read into that, but definitely some reptile energy going on there. Maybe a bit cold-blooded. Maybe that's the message there. But this is the one in the middle that I keep moving around so we can see the other ones. In the middle of the life axis. Number 4, the Emperor. Okay, so make the best of resources. Now then, there's a thing, because lots of things, rules and stuff have been a little bit more relaxed in recent times, and I'm not surprised they didn't shut the shops just before Christmas, because I think you'd see riots going on all over the world if they did that. But who knows what's going to happen afterwards, eh? There's a sort of crazy new strain of the thing going round, and I've just got this horrible feeling it's not all over yet. But the Emperor knows what he's doing. The Emperor has planned for this. The Empress is all about the seasons and the different things that come in. And her husband, the Emperor, is about using those things in a balanced way, making things happen, but kind of preserving something, keeping something in your heart and maybe in your larder as well, to get you through the cold months in the Northern Hemisphere anyway. I know if Kate's watching, it's a really nice hot time of year down there in Australia at the moment. But nevertheless, resources have to be wisely looked after. So particularly for you, Kate, or anyone who's kind of in a nice hot place where things are growing at the moment, use your garden, use whatever chance you've got, you know, to store up some food. Because, you know, I don't suppose we're all going to starve in the near future or anything. But there's a lot to be said for growing your own food, you know, and there's a lot to be said for like conservation. You save a lot of money, if nothing else, and if you're getting a chance to grow your own food, go for it, because it is so much more healthy than the CRAP that they put in most of the stuff we buy in shops these days. Okay. So what's this reading saying to you guys? Leave me a comment. You know, I'm really interested to know how these cards affect different people, because I know they're all going to mean something to someone. Yeah, and they're probably going to have a slightly different set of meanings for everyone. On to the end of the life axis. Here we go. Right, now 6 of Cups. Positive number and a positive suit. The suit of Cups is all about what you long for, what you desire. So looks like that's actually coming into being, because this is a happy scene. They got these big trifly cake things in big golden cups to hand each other. Looking great. Of course, the advice that goes with the 6 of Cups is make sure that you're not being driven by sort of sentimental, romantic feelings about the past, in a good way or a bad way. You know, are you being are you acting at this time? Is your trip across the life axis here, is that affected by something in the past that was so good you just can't help thinking that it's automatically going to be great again? Well, think positive, nothing wrong with that, but just be a tiny bit careful, because pigs might fly, or in this card elephants might fly, and there's a flying elephant there, so keep it real. On the other hand, you know, are you coming from a place where someone wronged you in the past and you just don't believe a thing is ever going to work because it didn't work in the past? Well, take heart, because life feels like that, but life isn't actually like that. And the people who really succeed in this life put their kind of past failures behind them, leave them in the past, because they really are old news, and the only thing to do is keep looking forward if you possibly can. If you can't, you know, do some meditation, yeah? Because the King of Wands still here. He's not sharing all his secrets. You've got to bring that out from within yourself sometime, okay? But then justice, divine justice, it's happening, okay? It's happening. And just like I was saying, you know, treat other people like you want to be treated. When you look at the past, you know, think of the past you and think how much the present you and the future you deserves all the effort you can put in, okay? That is the spiritual side of the life axis. For sure, it's the spiritual side of anything, let's face it. Right, this just leaves us with 4 going up the side here to investigate. Another drink. Oh, just absolutely love a drink, I do. I actually never touch alcohol. It's not that I don't approve of alcohol or anything like that, but I had an illness a few years ago. I just can't drink. I don't enjoy it, you know, so I'll be having a drink-free Christmas, and I don't really care, you know, I'm quite happy with that. Will you be having a drink-free Christmas? It's entirely up to you. I hope you enjoy yourself, whatever's going on. So what we got at the bottom here, it's the King of Pentacles. And we started this part of it with the King of Wands, so we got kingly energy again. Now, the King of Pentacles is a very shrewd character. He's actually the Mad Hatter in the Alice in Wonderland story, and he shows up as that all the time in the tarot deck as well. But he's not as mad as he looks, you know. It's just people think he's mad, but he's trying to do the right thing all the time. He comes up as the Hanged Man in this deck as well as other things. And he's got his sign on the side of his hat here, and on there is the price of the hat, which I can't read it. I really can't read it, but I think it's 5 shillings that you've got to pay if you want to buy his hat. And so why has he actually got that on his own hat? That's what people think is mad about him, or at least a symbol of what people think is mad about him anyway. But it's actually a very clever move, because he's advertising the hat. It's a very nice hat, and he's actually advertising it. And maybe he wouldn't sell that one, but he'd make you one just like that if you came up with the 5 shillings or whatever it is he's asking for. No, you got to find the way to his heart, but that's okay. This is very early in this column. It's the first card going up here, because we got the pink, like it's a pink tablecloth, but it looks like someone rolled out the pink high heart chakra carpet to bring you up close and personal into the King's heart. So if you're trying to manifest a relationship, you know, this is really quite good news. But somehow you've got to navigate your way up here. But look, he's got cups of tea or coffee or something ready for people, ready for someone to come and visit. He's got a feast on the table. He's quite canny, quite a crafty character. I'm sure he doesn't just want to give everything away, but he does want to share things with his friends, you know. So we got a good sharing influence. We got a good kind of reaching out feeling here. And once again, it's a pentacle card. So we're bringing things together. We got the 5 points of the pentacles here. Earth, air, fire and water, all under the guidance of the divine. And got a teapot here. Don't know whether it's full. Don't know whether it's empty. So are you going to be a glass half full person or a glass half empty person? Or are you going to have a glass half full Christmas or a glass half empty Christmas? Or holiday? Sorry, I keep going on about that, but it's a Christmas Eve reading. I might as well, really, mightn't I? Okay, card number 2. 8 of Swords, right. Now then, this is some progress happening here. Or is it? That's the question. This card really is a turning point in terms of progress. And because it's a sword card, it's a decision card. And the question is, what are you going to do to change your life at this moment? Now, I was talking before when we looked at the pages about, optimism and believing that you can bring change into your life. But do you want to? Alice could wriggle free of the swords very easily here if she wanted to. She could just kind of shuffle around a bit and the sword she's tied to would come up out of the ground. And she'd be coolio, she could walk away, she could take the blindfold off, get rid of those bandages and everything would be fine. But she's waiting to see the outcome, she's waiting to see what happens, and maybe she's happy where she is. Just for now, we've got playing cards here. Some of them you can only see the backs of, some of them you can see the fronts of. Now the ones you can see the front of are saying the game's on, it's all still to play for. The ones we can't see are another part of the picture where everything's already not exactly set in stone, but it's happened, there's no point expecting any changes in terms of those. But most of the cards we can see here are showing change, so it's really no bad thing to wriggle free of whatever's tying you down at this time, friends, and see about moving forward. Need another drink. I've got a frog in my throat. That will never do. Okay, that is better. But there we are, 8 of Swords. 8, of course, a very magical number. The possibilities are endless when you get an 8. So it's kind of a shame to stay tied to the swords there, isn't it? But you decide. It's Alice's choice in this card. So it's your choice in this card as well. Further along the path here, we've got the 5 of Swords. So we're still on the swords. We've kind of gone 8 steps forward and 3 steps back to number 5. And here she is. She looks very Queen of Swords-ish. She's actually not. The Queen of Swords is a much more sensible character. But this is the same Queen that we've got here in the Justice card that came up on the spiritual axis. Okay, so as we get higher up this axis, we're coming back into matters of judgment again. Decisions need to be made. There is no pulling the wool over this lady's eyes. But quite honestly, even if you did, I don't think she'd realise. She's just an insane wielder of power. She's a bit like an ogre or a troll under a bridge, and you've got to get past the troll to actually get to where you want to go. Be willing to face this situation. This is something pretty unreasonable coming into your path the way I'm reading it today. Lots of flowers in the background though, and if you can get past her, there's a great blue yonder and a great gold yonder shining in the sky too. Full of nature images. It's looking pretty good, but there are 5 swords involved. It's not at all a straightforward thing. Decisions. They've got to be faced up to. They've got to be made. So what is card number 10? Card number 4 in this axis. What is card number 10? It's the 4 of Swords, and this is a great Christmas message, actually. It's very positive in its way, okay? The guy's asleep. Is he a knight? I think maybe he's a knight. He's certainly sound asleep, so there's not a lot going on there. So that's not too exciting, is it? But in a way, it should be exciting when you think about it, because this means there's an opportunity to stop and think and reflect, and the holiday season is absolutely great for that. So if like a lot of people you're thinking, oh, I wish it wasn't Christmas, we've got to do all these things and get everything done, you'll have plenty of time to do them next year, because what happens in this position is the angels will see your tasks to completion, as it were. He's got a sword down here in case someone disturbs him and he has to jump up and do something, but the other 3 swords are hanging from the tree, and they're kind of hanging over him, and it doesn't look entirely safe to me, but they are tied up safely to the tree. As long as the winds of change don't blow, they're going to be safe up there. And it is a very calm scene in this card. See, we've got a pink sky here, and we wouldn't be seeing that if it was real stormy weather. Nice heart chakra pink there again. So if this for you is a relationship thing, it's looking pretty good as we come to the end of the spread here. This is a pretty good outcome. Any other kind of view of this reading? Well, we're not really, it's an outcome card, but we're not really on an outcome because the guy is asleep. But that sleep needs to happen, you know? It's not like he's seen his nice comfy bed and he had to jump in there. No, he's actually lying down against a tree here. So he must have been exhausted. And I think this is how an awful lot of us are going to feel at the end of Christmas Day. I would imagine my good friend and colleague Sammy is going to feel like that, because she's cooking Christmas dinner and she's gone out to buy a turkey crown or something like that today. Don't know what that is exactly, but some part of a turkey. So we will be knackered after Christmas. That's a fact. Okay, but we will get to rest before we really have to make any more big decisions. And we'll be so much better at making those big decisions because we've had a rest. Okay, now then. I've turned one of the lights off so you can see the Christmas tree. There it is. This is my tree that only you have seen. So what did you think of that reading? Leave me a comment, please do. Check out my coffee page as well, right? I'm putting stuff on there that you can enjoy. You don't have to make a donation or anything like that. It's just there to be enjoyed. And at the moment, lots of rather wintry pictures, I'm afraid. I haven't got the light for taking really nice pictures. But there are a few gems on there. And you are going to love my chickens. I got some nice pictures of my chickens today. In, typical sort of West Wales rainy, blustery, wintry scene, of course. But you can actually make the chickens out. And they are cute. They really are. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed this one, please. Do leave me a comment. It's great to share the journey. I will be around with some kind of Christmas offering tomorrow. Do follow me on Instagram, actually. Links to that and many other good things just down below here. Because there's going to be a live session with Sammy and myself. Or at least I think there is. That's the plan. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see if we can get a decent internet connection in Aberystwyth, which is another matter. It's kind of 30 odd miles away and I just don't know what it's going to be like. But I'm going to put a Christmas video up anyway, so keep it real, keep it here, don't touch that dial, all that stuff. You know, leave me a comment, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, please. Only takes 2 seconds and it so helps the channel. It really, really helps the channel a lot. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you've been messaging me back and forth this week, thanks a lot for that too. It's been a real interesting time of hearing what you guys are going through. Let's our spirit guides get zeroed in on each other. So there'll be another live stream soon as well. They seem to be going pretty well, so more of those to come. Meanwhile, you know, make like a Christmas tree this Christmas. Have some fun with it. I know it's an awful blinking state the world is in at the moment, but might as well have some fun. Why not? It's a holiday. Meanwhile, love, light, blessings, and peace.